Alright guys, I actually shot a video the other day of the new books that came in from G-Mart, an online store that I've bought comics off and on for years, off and on, since about 2002, 2003. You get 15% off. Once you accumulate about $85 worth of product, the shipping is free and they send it to you. And for years there were really no problems at all. The books came in. It was really cool because I would be surprised and I would get variant covers. One of the first ones I ever got that I thought was a cool surprise was Jeff Johns and Mike McCone's Teen Titans #1, the sketch cover, and I was just like, oh wow, because I paid, it was great. I've had little things come in like that. And then when I got back started with them a few years ago, if I didn't place an order, I would get an email from one of the guys there, and he was just like, "Well, that's just not like you. Do not get it." And I knew they're out to make money and stuff, but I was thinking, oh, okay, so they have pretty good customer service. The last package I got a few months ago, after shooting the video, I got in there and a bunch of them were damaged in the corner, and I thought, oh, okay, that was probably the post office. This time they came in, I shot the video, did the books. After I got to the video, I started looking at the books and stuff. This much is just fine. And they put these books together by month, in bigger bags, and mixed in with all this stack is damaged. And where it's a new book, this was like the feather that has landed on the bench that was piled up for it, and that little feather came down, and that's what kind of broke me. So had put me in a foul mood starting on Monday, and I have busted chops on Facebook, and I don't know, it's probably might have carried over on Twitter and stuff like that. And I've been on a rant about a few things, but it's okay. I went and got some Midol. I've been eating chocolate. I took a warm bath. Nothing's sore anymore. I think the 5 days is over. I don't know, but it's the principle of the matter. Because as soon as I shot the video and started going through my books, and I have pressed some of these out, the books that are damaged, this is an $8 book, okay? Even at 15% off, it's still supposed to be a new book, and some of these are, more expensive. If you've seen my Howler hustles, how I work, I'll wait 2-3 months and get them out of dollar bins and 50-cent bins and stuff, no big deal. But every one of them have been dropped. And that is a terrible dog ear, and it goes through the whole book on an $8 book. Okay, let me take this out. Look at that. Okay, they're all like that. Are you seeing that? And it's more the principle of the matter, because as soon as I saw this, I sent an email to the person, my contact there, who overviews all this stuff, told them the damage, listed the books, and that's what their policy was. I will gladly pay the shipping to send these back, to send them back to me just out of principle and stuff, and I have heard nothing. Nothing. I was like, you can get a hold of me if I don't place an order, but once there's a problem, I want to know what your policy is. I hear nothing, okay? So I'm giving it until Friday, and then I'm going to find a phone number. And it's like I said, it's more the principle of the matter. It's the fact that if I don't place an order, you can get a hold of me, but once I have a problem, and I've been a customer since 2002, 2003, and this is the second time this has happened, no. I don't feel entitled. I don't feel like I'm being a butt, and I don't expect special treatment. But, I'm giving you my money, expecting these books to come in new, and look at that, you know. So we'll show the damaged books, and I might talk about them. As you can see right here, we have Multiversity. I have some more Multiversity books that are fine. But this is the guidebook where we finally get to see the 52 Earths, minus I think about 7 of them that are still secret and stuff. And I absolutely love this Multiversity, man. We have so many cool concepts in here, man. We're on Earth 51, where it's the Commandy world, the Great Disaster world, the Kirby world, where we also have the New Gods and stuff. And, Grant Morrison has tackled Kirby before, with some of his contacts, man. Back in Final Crisis, man, it was Kirby goodness and stuff, right? And there's 2 ways to read this Multiversity. A straight-on story with some things you might be familiar, and he's done some cool things, like he improved on Ben Boxer and turned him into Biomac, like OMAC. And he doesn't look like another version of the Silver Surfer anymore once he, transforms, hits his, oh my god, hits his, what was it called? Anyway, I can't believe I'm going blank on my Kirby stuff, man. They hit their cyclotron, haha, and they, they would turn into these metal men that's, were made to survive the Great Disaster. And now it's a version of, an offshoot of the OMAC project, which I thought was just freaking fantastic. But the second way to read them is the fact that if you're a long time reader of DC Comics and stuff, Grant Morrison has gone through and he's took the concept of the Super Sons from the 70s. He took throwaway series that a lot of people don't remember that I love. I mean, one of these Earths just blew my mind that I could not believe. That just, I felt like it was cookie cutter made for me, man. He took Howard Chaykin's and Dan Barrett's Thrill Killer Batman story, more like Robin and Batgirl story, and he kind of made it into the same universe as a 4-issue prestige format that Howard Chaykin also did with Jose Garcia Lopez, and made it Earth 37. Okay, more or less made a Howard Chaykin verse. I wouldn't be surprised if the Secret Society of Superheroes didn't somehow get in here, but it wouldn't work continuity wise, man. But so we have the Thrill Killers of the 60s with the far-flung future of Tommy Tomorrow and all those DC 1950s sci-fi characters that Howard Chaykin just completely reinterpreted and everything like that. And I was like, holy crap, man. He also threw in the Manhunter of 2015, and of course the Space Rangers. And I mean, I was just like, holy crap, man, that is just awesome. And it's just right there. And there's all kinds of other neat stuff. The Kingdom Come universes and the John Byrne Superman Batman Generations universe and the Marvel tribute homage characters have their own universe. Just all this stuff where I have this stuff upstairs, in my comic book room, and he just kind of brought them all together. I was just like, the Prez, all the hippie movement there that was going on through the comics there for a while. Sunshine Superman, Prez, Brother Geek, Brother Power the Geek, and just amazing. We even get our Justice Lords from the cartoon, Justice League cartoon in the early 2000s, and of course Earth 51. And of course, the story goes on, and I'll talk about some more of those. So, I mean, as much as I have harked on modern comics and stuff like that, that has nailed it. I have been waiting for that thing since the end of, I can't remember if it was Final Crisis or the end of 52. Or anyway, they have talked about Multiversity for a long time, and I'm glad it's finally out and going. Okay, here's some more of the damaged books, so they'll be out of there. But Secret Six #2, 2 issues of this came out. Okay, I haven't gone online or anything to try to figure out what the story is to this thing, and I've heard it wasn't very good. Astro City #20, right in the middle of a storyline here that ran from 18 to 21. I have all the issues here. So there you go. This is also damaged and stuff. But Ghost Critic has been hanging on to Astro City, kind of like I have. And I'll admit, I don't think I've read an issue since #12. I have, all these came in. And I completely agree with one of the things Ghost Critic said. Kurt Busiek's strength are in these one-issue stories. When he has these multi-part stories, they don't have the impact that they used to, So as much as, it was just, So there's 20, 21. And I can't wait to actually read the storyline. This is the last issue. I don't know if you can make it out, but that is Quarrel laying down with an empty suit of Crackerjack. These characters in Astro City age in real time, so Crackerjack is probably in his 50s. And I'm real curious to see what's going on with him having to deal with getting older and stuff. Issue 3 and 4 of Edward Scissorhands. I have enough of these of the earlier issues. I think I have like 1 through, I don't know what they're on, 7 I think. So now I can sit down and read a bunch and see if I want to continue with it. 5 Ghost. I'm always going to buy a 5 Ghost book. So that really bothers me that this one is damaged, And Crossed #4, Alan Moore tackles Garth Ennis's Cross, sets it 100 years in the future, thus it's called 100. I've heard people have had a lot of problems following that book, and I got a feeling once I get in there and stuff, it may take multiple reads to get your mind to adapt to probably how Alan Moore has done Future Speak in there and stuff. It's one of those books, the more you read it, the more you're going to be like, oh, it gets better, you know. Alright, so now on to the books that are fine. We'll do Marvel. Okay, this is what I'm going to consider the Peter Frampton album of the 70s. This book has apparently sold so much, I'm sure everybody's got some version or an issue of Star Wars #1. Enough said. People are talking about it in their videos. Okay, another Grant Morrison book. Okay, apparently this is a script from Grant Morrison that went unpublished. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, and this is the first new Miracle Man book to come out from Marvel with new material. Yes, I am surprised that I got the Jeff Smith of Bone cover, but maybe I did order it, and compared to the other one, it had multiple covers by multiple artists. So, you know, when I was ordering online, apparently I was like, oh, that'd be cool, Jeff Smith. Okay, cool, you know. All right, here's the beginning of the Cracker Jack story with Quarrel. Can't wait to see what happens with this. They kind of remind me of a real cocky kind of Daredevil Black Widow group team or something. A lot of people, you know, Cracker Jack has popped up in a panel here or there. I mean, we're going on 20 years of Astro City, and the few times that Cracker Jack has popped up in a panel, I don't think there's never really been a real story of him, man. Everybody kind of thinks he's a jerk, and I always suspected that was an act because everybody's wondering why Quarrel, you know, hangs with him. There'll be just a little panel of like, why are you still dating that jerk? So they've been together a long damn time, you know. Another issue, number 19. Alan Moore is just nailing these covers. And the thing that got me on this one, I don't know if it's the lighting or anything, but that looks like energy coming out, or maybe it's just the light. I don't know, but he's massaging his arm, as you can see. But looking at it, man, it almost looks like there's an energy coming out of it. But I don't know, maybe there's a lotion in the lights hitting it or something. Yeah, but I love these Alan, you know. Thunderworld. I really enjoy Thunderworld because I've got some Golden Age reprints upstairs, and there's actually a panel where Captain Nazi is in a cave or something like that, and Captain Marvel Jr. walks up behind him and puts his hands over his eyes and goes peekaboo, and Captain Nazi's like, ah! It's hilarious. It's in here. It's in here. I read this in the comic book shop, and I put it down because I'm like, oh, that's going to be good when it comes in. I stopped right there. Master Man. He wrote this one. I went ahead and read this one. Grant Morrison wrote this one like we're walking, you know, he catches us up with the history to a certain extent, and then all of a sudden the story kind of gives you an idea that Master Man, this is the idea of Superman landing in Germany, and Hitler used him to win World War II. This was known as Earth X, which is just genius because he calls it Earth 10. This is what Grant Morrison did with Wolverine, because he was called Weapon X, and he realized, you know, X is a Roman numeral for 10, so he made him Weapon 10. All of Grant Morrison's works usually tie in together somehow like that, you know. But anyway, you kind of get the idea that the way this thing ends, there's an ongoing story, and it's almost like everybody's kind of commenting on how in the 40s and stuff, when Superman, well, Master Man, or whatever he's calling himself, it's kind of side by side with Hitler and stuff. He's starting to have guilt and stuff of what the Germans did, and Germany has taken over the world, and now it's like 2015, and everybody's starting to pick up that he's acting weird, and we get the idea that he's starting to have guilt, showing there is a Superman still in there. I have an idea, you know. It was actually a lot more about the Master Man, whatever he called himself in this, the Overman. The Overman, than it was about Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters, man. And then Ultra, I started reading this, and it's breaking the fourth wall, so I just put it to the side because I'm like, I need to read all these in order, because this book, this very comic, has popped up in every one of the Multiversity books. Some character like Savannah and stuff were using this book, in their world to read and stuff. Secret Six #1, I haven't heard great things. And this is the thing about shopping online. You'll see a little bit of something, and you're thinking, oh, it's 15% off, and you'll take a little chance on it. And I ended up picking up the New Year's variant of this Harley Quinn holiday special. Haven't really heard anybody talk about it. I just was like, oh, why not? Sandman Overture started in October of 2013. 6 issues, supposed to be bi-monthly. Should have been over by October 2014. Here's number 4. We have 2 issues to go. We are 7 months late. Garbage Pail Kids, Puketacular. Oh hell yeah! I had no idea that I think they've come out with more of these. I thought this was gonna be like a one shot, but yeah, I'm there. I still have some of my original Garbage Pail Kids cards from the '80s. And and this was another thing that makes me. There's certain things sometimes they'll come out and makes me feel just like it was cookie cutter made for me. Like they were actually like, oh, Howlermouse will love this. I know that's not true, but I like to fool myself sometimes. But here is there's several covers of these, and a lot of these are just the subscription variant covers that you get. They say sub-variant covers. But IDW has a thing about putting out, and I think Boom Studios does it also. They'll put out a bunch of multiple covers. But here's a George Perez cover. This is the Star Trek of the 60s, crossing over with the Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston. So there's a George Perez cover of the Apes and the Star, Enterprise. There is the faint. This is number 2. There's Charlton Heston looking down at William Shatner while he's at the ending. Sees the Statue of Liberty. And with Charlton Heston, we had like, "Damn you to hell, you did it," and I can just hear Shatner like, "Damn you to hell." I'll never do that again. Sorry guys. All right, another great cover. Just love this stuff. This is a 5-issue miniseries. I need number 5. Yeah, Spock being captured. Looks like he might be on trial. Witches number 3. I found out this is a mini-series. I now have the first 3 of them. I heard this supposedly has been optioned for a movie already. So, read those. And more 5 Ghosts. If there's a 5 Ghosts, I am there. What number are we? Number 14. Oh, I love 5 Ghosts. Number 16. I got number 15 over there that's damaged. Just love these pulpy covers, man. Oh, more Edward Scissorhands. Number 5, subscription variant cover. As we continue, number 6. So apparently I do have the first 6. And here's Crossed. 1, 2, and 3. And these are subscription variant covers too. I think they're wraparound. So, and I think Alan Moore just did the first, I don't know, 6 maybe. And they're probably going to go on with it and stuff. So let me think if that's it. And I got some other stuff here. I'll just save it for another video. But anyway, that's my G-Mart Comic Book Haul. And hopefully they will get a hold of me and send me an email and tell me what we're going to do about my damaged comics, or I'm just not going to order anymore. Alright, later guys.